All right, welcome to another episode of the Fake Fans Podcast. We are your hosts, Scarra and Peter Park. What's
Hello.
up, guys? Welcome back. It's episode 2. We're not canceled yet.
Yes.
Right.
Yet. And if you haven't seen, we have a new set.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a new set for every single episode until we figure out what set we're going to use.
As usual, this is all my shit only.
Yes.
You are a fake bitch. Okay, so
absolutely.
If you had to buy a figure for like your first anime figure.
It would not be a Nenodroid because I hate those.
You don't like those?
I don't like sometimes the Nendos are done tastefully.
Okay.
But sometimes they're not. I don't know how to really describe it.
Are they like the Funko Pops of anime figures for you?
I think Funko Pops are like the bottom and then it goes up from there.
Okay. I like Nendroids.
Okay.
The only ones that I don't really like are sorry, I'm just making.
Is someone there?
Someone's there. 2 people actually.
That's just weird. They would just be like that.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
What's up? How's it going?
Well,
Nice shirt.
yeah. So this is episode 2 of me and Peter's podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, this is your podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you calling it?
Fake
Fake
fans.
fans.
I like it.
Yeah, it's very
like
close
it.
to another website.
What happened to Fraud Watch?
Fraud Watch.
So we thought that it was too close to like something like Drama Alert, and people think that it just covers.
I like fake fans.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you have like graphics and stuff?
No, yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, I have someone in the works.
Yeah, in the works.
I'm here to. What's the worst anime? What's the most? You know what? What's the most overrated anime?
The most overrated Jujutsu Kaisen,
Solo Leveling.
My Hero Academia.
Haikyuu.
Oh,
He's wrong. He's
Haikyuu.
wrong.
Damn, I don't even watch Haikyuu, but like I see it from a distance.
Chainsaw Man. I'm joking. I never actually finished Chainsaw Man. Okay, funny story. Once I was cosplaying as Makima, right?
Yeah.
And we were at dinner, right?
Yeah.
And the waiter recognized my cosplay. He's like, "Oh, I love your Makima cosplay. Like, you like the anime?" And I didn't see it. I'm like, "Yeah, I love it." And I felt like, what, you know?
I was there when it happened.
Maybe
You were.
That was in New
maybe
York.
you're the fakest fan.
Yeah.
It's all right.
That was my fake fan moment.
It's all right because really today we're gonna talk about the worst anime of all time, Madoka Magica.
That's not true.
Yeah, I hate Madoka Magica, and also any anime that Lily Pichu voices.
Anyways,
Yeah.
you asked me about what figure. Yeah. What the only one I've seen recently that I really like is if you go to the Ghibli store in Japan, they have like it's like literally the Howl's Moving Castle as a figurine.
Oh wait, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Was that is that the Ghibli Museum?
Yeah. Oh, it's the store.
Store.
It's sick. It's like I think the way that you could do like mechs and stuff, or just like larger than life scaled beings, I think as figurines is really really cool. So if I was to get a figurine, it's
So you like mecha?
I hate the mecha genre.
So you like mecha? That's what you're telling me.
The only time I ever watch mechs and Gundams is if I somehow get scammed into it. It's like, oh, this show is so good. Oh, hell yeah.
Wait, what did we just watch that we were like baited into?
Metallic Rouge.
Metallic Rouge. Okay.
We and Peters tried this anime this season. And I like watching anime that is not fully original. So there's no manga. So I don't have any kind of like prior knowledge of what's going to happen. So as he was coming over and we were planning out this podcast, we watched an episode of Metallic Rouge and it was awful.
Well, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
I'm going to turn to Peter this time. I'm going to just say it was not very good, to put it lightly. I think it could have been a lot fucking better.
Like, what did you not like about it other than the fact that it was like mecha suits?
I don't like how like exactly how stuff unfolded. It felt like it was trying to be kind of like a, I don't know, like maybe like a Ghost in the Shell type of vibe. And I think like Ghost in the Shell did it perfectly. Like it's fucking sick. It had a ton of detail on like the electronic mech side. I felt the detailing in like the mech side and even the fights weren't that entertaining. There weren't much of the fights, and it was just like trying to introduce like a. I'm not going to spoil it. Trying to make the characters likable and understanding their motives. The first episode, I feel like, tried to do that for the main character, but really kind of fell off in some weird way over there.
I just thought the fights were lame. Like the build up toward it was like they were trying to have this like mystique around it.
Yes.
It's like what's happening? I don't really get it. Like kind of like is the series called Durarara, or like the one with the Dullahan with the motor, like the cat motorcycle, yellow helmet. Do you guys, you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
I think that's called do-da-da-da-da.
No, that's the reptile one.
No.
No, it's the motorcycle.
Oh, that's the motorcycle.
Yeah, you see, you fucking fake ass.
I'm sorry. We have a real weeb over there who's off camera, and she is, here to correct us in case we're ever very wrong. What was I thinking?
Adoro Hedoro.
I was thinking Adoro Hedoro.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think but there's dude, so many series have like that type of name, that kind of name. So like it's easy to it's okay. It's easy to mix up.
But you know what I'm really happy about? That's those two idiots came on our show today and talked about favorite and best anime and
most overhyped.
Yes, because today we're actually planning on talking about that.
Yeah.
Our episode 2, we wanted to bring up the top 10 of MyAnimeList for both the manga and the anime side, just to see our thoughts about it.
Yeah.
I think right now you guys may not have a good idea of what we love in terms of like our preferences and all that. And I think this will give you guys a pretty good example of what we love.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for example, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but my favorite genre is actually romance. So, like, just straight up romance is like probably my most read/watched genre ever. So,
yeah, he's a big softie. Now, can we pull up the anime list right now?
Boom. So this is for what? Is it all time?
This is all time, updated twice a day, the top 10 list, and we should start. You want to start at 1 or start at 10?
Let's start at 10.
Okay, we'll start at 10. Can you please scroll down to 10? Okay, right there. Ginya Enyu Densetsu. Have you?
Ginga Eiyu Densetsu.
What is that?
I don't think I'm familiar with this.
Can you click on that? I'm so.
Oh, this is like
a Galactic Heroes. Okay. I like how we both had like a moment.
A lot of us are not gonna know. Both of us are not gonna know the name by their like anime or like their Japanese name. Oh fuck.
I will say this has been something that is kind of a very old series. Like,
we should make Sid watch this because she hates old animation. She fucking hates it.
I do too. A lot of them.
Really?
Well,
I kind of grew up on like random old anime, like like Robotech and like Macross and Appleseed.
I grew up on stuff like that, but like I preferred stuff like Yu Yu Hakusho, which was not that old, and like old Dragon Ball, which honestly beautiful. So like it's really hard.
This is just like a little too old.
Yeah. So for me, I have never watched this. I have no interest in watching it. It's 110 episodes, which is a super long run. It's considered to be one of the best of all time. I've heard about it, but I am not interested in it. Not only am I not interested in overarching space.
It's a space opera.
I think it's just a little bit too dated for my personal preference.
I mean, I would actually be down to watch this with someone. But I don't think there's a soul. I don't think there is a soul in this friend group that would be down to watch this series.
I think it's really interesting because no one really watches anime in our friend group.
Yeah, no, actually though,
except for Sydney.
Sid probably watches. Well, actually, I would say Toast watches probably a good amount of anime too. No.
Yes, but like, okay, you know how? Do you know the saying? The means instead of the ends. Mm-hmm. Toast watches anime, I feel like, to stay on top of the status quo.
I see.
Whereas I don't know if he's a true anime lover.
He's kind of like in order to understand his enemy, he must watch what his enemy watches.
Yeah, he is actually fully up to date on One Piece.
That's crazy.
Which is incredible to me. But yeah, we're actually so fake compared to...
No, we're the fakest fucking people here. Like, there's a reason why we named it. Like, we want to set the standard and be like, we are not professionals in this field. We just have like very niche interests.
We 100% have very niche interests.
Yeah.
Which kind of overlap too. So it's not even like we got opposing preferences. We got like similar preferences.
I do like mecha though. I will say that much. I'm a big fan of mecha.
I like the idea of mechs, but I don't like how usually they're done. I feel like
that probably just means you don't like politics then.
I think a lot of the politics are a little either contrived or like I feel like it's not done in a way which I enjoy.
That's fair.
Okay,
you're just not an intellectual like I am.
On to number 9, Bleach.
Number 9.
I don't know what season this is. Could you click on it? Let me see.
This is the recent one, right? Then.
Oh my god!
Wait, this was 2 years ago now.
I think
2022?
it's because it got split into multiple parts.
Oh.
So the 1,000 Year Blood War is the remake of the last arc of Bleach. The first time it got made, I don't know if it got finished, but it is essentially like Bleach, the anime, ended pretty poorly, and they brought it back years later with the official help of the mangaka to make sure that it ends better. The animation is obviously up to date, very, very cool.
Did you watch this?
I've seen clips of it. I have not watched it. I have read the series.
I've also read the series. Have you watched the original series?
Okay, I watched up into what arc were they on? I think I watched to where they were I did not watch the Fullbring arc. I think that might have been the last arc that they showed.
I think that's where a lot of people fell off.
Fullbring is probably the worst Bleach arc of all time.
Yeah.
Unquestionably.
Wait, so is the 100 what was it called?
1,000 Year War.
The 1,000 Year War. Is this after Fullbring?
Yes.
Why
this
would they
is the
not
final
just
arc?
Why would they just not remake Fullbring also?
Well, I think it's because that arc is just
okay.
So, anyways, the manga version of this arc was ridiculous. Essentially, what happens is like me trying to think about how much I could spoil here.
Well, this is oh wait. So do they? How different is this from the original ending?
I think this is the original ending.
So what did they do differently then?
I think maybe the anime never got 2,000 years. I think
really?
It just got the Fullbring.
Okay, because I've only read Bleach in its entirety. I've never watched the anime for it. And okay, this might be my most controversial take. Well, up there with my most controversial take. I actually think Bleach had a better last arc than Naruto did.
Which is honestly, I can't say anything because I read all of Bleach. I did not even finish.
You didn't finish Naruto?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. In Naruto, they had the war takes like literally a billion chapters.
I know.
Like
I read those billion chapters.
That part was so mind numbing. I just didn't finish it.
No, I actually thought that while Bleach's last arc was
fucking stupid,
like full of plot holes and really like, there are a lot of issues with it. But like, I at least thought the pacing was fast, so that I like didn't have an issue pushing through it. Naruto actually felt like, oh, this is a slog. Like I have to really get this.
I think it tells you a lot when on the anime side. I don't know anything on the anime ending. It never shows you clips on TikTok or any social media except for Guy Might, which is obviously highlight. Guy's a fucking beast. And then I see no other part of the ending of Shippuden.
No.
Not a single one. Okay, I'll be honest, the Bleach manga ending, the last arc, I have a lot of problems with. It was fucking bullshit. It was at the part where like the power scaling gets really stupid and the answers get really, really stupid. The guys, what was the guy? The guy was like, my superpower is either time or death. And I'm just like,
wait, I think that guy he wasn't even the final boss. Which is the funny thing. Like he's the guy that like dons like he looks like a skeleton, right? He looks like Skeleton King, yeah. So when I saw that guy, I was like, oh, he's like one of the lackeys? Like he's not even like the guy.
Yeah.
And he still like loses? Like what the fuck, dude?
But anyways, I've seen scenes from this episode that look really cool. I don't know how much I can talk about it, but let's just say I've seen scenes and the animation looks pretty good.
I'm actually down to watch it. Like, because I'm curious about this, because it's like, is this something where you have no background in Bleach and you could just start watching it?
Or do you kind of need to know? Because it's the arc where it introduces the rebellion and it introduces the gods of the afterlife.
Okay. Yeah.
Without getting too much spoiler.
Yeah. Okay.
Heavy.
I remember. So I read Naruto and Bleach in its entirety. I think in 2021.
Wow.
I read them because I remember I stopped reading Naruto and I stopped reading Bleach. Like I never finished either, and I was like, okay, these are like two titans in the manga industry. Like hate it or love it, like they are important, right? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna read both of them. I remember I read all of Naruto. Hated the fucking ending of Naruto. That was some of the worst. Oh god. And then I switched to Bleach. I was like, oh well, like this. Yeah, there's like a lot of issues, but like at least it's like cool. You know, I don't know, man. The Naruto ending, fucking aliens and shit. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Are we being fucking serious right now?
I literally, I have no idea how this ends. So, all I know is that Boruto starts, which is a sequel to Naruto, with his kid, and they're in the future. And that is it.
I heard. Okay, I don't know if this is propaganda. I heard Boruto is decent right now.
Yeah, I've heard Boruto is decent.
I've heard Boruto is
Kishimoto took it over after he failed his Seven Samurai manga series, of course. Or not took it over, is helping. And aside from everyone's comments on the time skip outfits, which I remember being in my living room and someone introduced the outfits and someone says, "Why does she look like a whore?" and I was just like,
Who said it? Who said it? Can I guess?
No, I don't even remember. But I was just like,
It was Lily Pichu, wasn't it? It was fucking Lily Pichu.
I was just looking. I was like, what is going on? But yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about Bleach. It's definitely, well, how do I phrase this? I think Kube Tito is my favorite mangaka. It's like a top 2 for me with Murata. The way he's always done character outfits and characters and design itself, he's always been cool. He oozes cool. All of his characters are always like that. He does Burn the Witch, and every layout Burn the Witch looks fucking cool.
I love
his art style is just incredible.
Which makes me so sad that he just like doesn't really
do stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't really do anything.
No, he just chills. For people that don't know, Kube Tito is just like chilling. He did like a one shot Burn the Witch. It did so well that it just got its own anime. And then he's just like, the series before Bleach was one that I really loved. Actually, he did this thing called
I know what you're talking about, but I forgot what it's also called.
Wow, it's really awkward.
The only one that I can think of is Zombie Powder, but it's not that.
It is Zombie Powder.
Wait, is it Zombie?
Yeah, it's not Zombie Lone. Lone is another one.
Okay,
that one's.
Wait, was that after Bleach? I thought Zombie Powder was before.
It was before. Zombie Powder was before Bleach, and it got canceled, and then he made Bleach. So Zombie Powder was this really awesome premise. It was like this guy who is searching for rings that like take vitality from people, essentially, and his accomplice is just a guy in a business suit with a suitcase, but he's got guns, and he's just like insane with them, essentially. Really, really cool. Just like the characters were just really fucking cool. And I think that's what Kube Tito does the best. I always want him to be around. I do think the Fullbring arc fucking sucked ass.
I mean, who doesn't have a bad anime arc?
Yeah, and I think generally speaking, just having the Soul Society arc sets him up for like life. If you see how he influences a lot of modern media, if you saw the Genshin reveal where they introduced all the bad people,
oh yeah,
and then they introduced it like Bleach introduced their bad guys in the exact same fucking way. Like it literally looks like a 1-to-1 painting from the Last Supper. It's like their Last Supper, you know?
Yeah, I will say that no matter what, Bleach had so many fucking issues when it came to like stories and like power scaling and all that, but like he perfected the rule of cool.
Yeah, he is
cool.
cool.
Like the way he paneled things and just like, I was like, I remember the first time when Ichigo powered up and his sword became smaller and
You're like,
bigger. I was like, dude, that's so smart. He made the sword smaller.
I think when people think of right now, Jujutsu Kaisen is on top, pretty much. I can safely say Shibuya arc, it's pretty much on top. Okay, a lot of their domain expansion stuff, I would say it's Bankai. That there was some inspiration from there, and Bankai is like sick.
I have a confession to make.
What's up?
Jujutsu Kaisen's like the way they do curse powers, and everything is so confusing to me.
I still don't understand cursed power. I understand like, hey, that guy doesn't have cursed power, but suddenly he's fucking jacked. This guy goes to the gym and he's able to, because he grew up with no cursed power, beat everyone with power. And I'm just like, I guess he's hot, so he gets away with that. And then like his sister also has no power, but like, or like his, and then it's like, well, I guess she also gets to be cool, but then like the people with cursed power, like, it feels like,
and there's a panda.
Yeah, there's a panda who's like a cursed object. And then there's, anyways. So I think it's kind of straightforward, but not. They're the exceptions.
I don't know
really
if it's
weird.
straightforward, man. Like I feel like there's more exceptions than rules, if that makes sense.
I do feel like there are exceptions. It's like when they say something like, oh, like this ability is very rare. It's really hard to find, and the main character does it in like a week. And then you're like, oh fuck, he's the exception to the rule. And then like another character comes out and then like his battle prowess is like genius mode. And I'm like, okay, what is going on? Like,
yeah, there are times where I just kind of have to like Google some stuff about like how Jujutsu Kaisen curse powers work, because I'm like, okay, so domain expansion means that like your curse abilities will always 100% hit, but then like you could also have your own domain expansion.
Yes,
within the domain expansion,
that counters it.
And and I'm just like, okay, so that means that both domain expansions don't matter then, because they. I don't know. Basically, I'm just too stupid for Jujutsu Kaisen.
Anyways, so let's go back to the more important stuff. Bankai, the original domain expansion.
Yes.
And a lot of them were just cool.
Yeah.
Like they were just like sword get bigger, sword turn into snake. I remember the coolest one is Rukia's brother.
Oh yeah, where it's just like the swords disappear into dust.
When the way his Bankai works, he takes out his sword and he drops it. And it just disappears. You're like, what the fuck is happening?
Doesn't it like raise like 10 more swords and they also disappear?
Yeah, all the swords come from the sides. It starts raining petals of swords, and you're just like, holy fuck,
bro,
this
that
guy's
shit was hype as fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think power scaling in Shonen has just been kind of a little too insane lately. I still remember the first time when Naruto learned his Rasengan. Oh, and then Sasuke and Naruto were like showing off.
Yeah,
to each other, and then so. Sasuke is very clearly super strong, right? Because he like warped the fuck out of the water tank. But then like Naruto's doesn't look that strong. But Sasuke looks at the other side, it was like blown out and shit. I remember when I was
was cool.
I was in middle school or high school, and then I was like, whoa, that's so cool.
And now in Boruto, after the time skip, Boruto has a Rasengan that uses the turning of the planet.
Oh, the Earth's rotational.
The Earth's
axis.
rotational force as part of its power. And so now I'm like, I think power scaling always gets weird when it starts getting to gravitational. I think, this is really obvious for light novels. If you ever read like really bullshit Chinese scaling light novels or Chinese manga, there's always a point where you can cut through space. And at that point is when I'm out. And for that, all reasons, I'm out. As soon as you can cut through space, it starts getting really.
Okay, man. Okay, to be fair though, I do love the cut through space, the time and space abilities, because visually, when they do that manga, it usually looks so fucking cool. Like the way they do it.
Yeah, but then
I love that. I'm a sucker for that.
You
shit.
you have to think a little bit. You're like, wait a second. So you're telling me this guy has control of time and space, but lost to the guy who has no magic. Or like to this guy.
It's like always because they like underestimated like his ability.
Yeah, this guy has like a paintbrush and he won. Like what the fuck? Or like the power, which is like it's based on my imagination. And it's like your imagination fucking sucks. Yeah. Like you lost with imagination. Yeah. That's every power. But anyways,
this guy's been watching a lot of Black Clover. I could tell. He's fucking
instead of finishing Naruto or finishing One Piece, I decided to read 350 chapters of Black Clover, which I still think was not a great decision, but I wanted to just be like, I wanted to be in a niche. I feel like
You're the guy that read Black Clover.
I'm the guy who read Black Clover. When people ask, like in a group of people, hands up if you read the Black Clover, my hand will be up. No one else.
You're trying to be a pick-me, like a manga pick-me.
Yeah,
Black Clover.
And they'll be like, what do you think about Black Clover? And the best part is I'm going to be like, it wasn't that good. Like honestly, it's kind of
I mean, did you enjoy it though?
Yeah, I think the best part of that show is when like two people combine powers, and then you're like, holy fuck! The guy who has the ability to throw fireballs, and combine power with the guy who's able to cut time or cut space, and like they can make fire cutting space or some shit like that.
I mean, that sounds like a good time to me.
Yeah,
man.
no, it's literally turn your brain off. You're like, yes, they're never going to lose against all odds. Their plot armor is infinite. And the best part is when one of the two main characters does something crazy, the other main character is like, I can't be less crazy than that guy. And then they just power up. Like, yeah.
I think that's what I like about Black Clover, though, over Jujutsu Kaisen. Because like Jujutsu Kaisen, I feel like sometimes like things get a little too technical in a way where it's just like, oh, like I don't actually really understand why that won over something else.
So Jujutsu Kaisen is going to introduce a character, Hikari, soon. And when they introduce his domain expansion, it is a page of text. There's some pictures, and I was just like, But it's like it's more intuitive when you see it happen. But like the way they explain it out.
Wait, okay, so
What?
is the anime past the Shibuya arc yet?
I think the next season will be the after Shibuya arc, directly after.
Okay, so
no talking.
yeah, I'm just not gonna say anything.
That's why I was like, there will be a character named this who does this, but I have no spoilers because he's my favorite character in Jujutsu Kaisen. Just heads up.
I definitely have some thoughts about JJK as a manga reader, but I'm not gonna say anything
I
on that.
100% agree.
Anyway, we need to get back on track. That was number 9 out of 10.
Number 8.
Number 8 is Gintama. Okay. This is when I was back in San Diego,
Yeah.
I at my university I was in a fraternity and I picked up a little sis, which is kind of like a protege, whatever. Anyway, long story short, her favorite anime was Gintama, and she'll always say that Gintama is the greatest anime ever made. I think Gintama fans are like
Cults.
die-hard
Yeah.
fans. So I watched a few episodes, and Gintama was the one where I realized like, oh, like Gintama, like gag anime is generally not really for me. Because I could tell Gintama is a good one.
It's one of the best.
But yeah.
I think when it comes to comedy over the anime medium, I've always said this, it's really hard. Unless the comedy is physical, you lose so much in translation that like I tend to not like it. The exception to that rule, the only exception, like my comedy goat, Hina Matsuri, on the fucking hill. I'm the type of person where you're in text chat with me or like on Discord, I'll capitalize.
Which one was Hina Matsuri again?
It's the alien that comes down and to like a guy, and then she lives together with the guy. Alien girl.
That's like, sorry, dude. That's
Okay.
on paper. That's
I
that's
understand
a million different
that
series,
could
but
be a lot.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
But yeah.
So I'm the type of guy who types like LOL in chats but doesn't laugh like in real life.
Isn't that everyone?
I'm laughing in my head.
Oh, it's this one. Okay.
When I watch that anime, I laugh, literally laugh. There's a point in the anime where like they just had this great moment, and then the payoff was like I was just like laughing so hard, and it's really hard to get me to physically like laugh. I think if you can do that, that's impressive. I tend to not go for gag anime or even gag manga, but anime especially for comedy wise, I tend to avoid everything comedic, and I like stuff that has comedic tones. I especially like more dark comedy that is more physical. So some stuff that Chainsaw Man does really well.
Right.
They don't really use much words for it sometimes. It's just funny. Like that scene that hasn't been animated yet that I can't talk about.
Oh.
But he did some really good dark comedy. But yeah, that's Gintama. Sorry, we don't watch this shit.
Yeah. Well, I've watched a few episodes. I see the merit behind it. It's just not for me.
Same.
I think I think the funniest anime that I remember watching growing up was Fullmetal Panic Fumoffu, which is like a spin-off season of Fullmetal Panic, which is a mecha anime, which is actually
Panic.
It's actually surprisingly dark, but they had like this spin-off season where it purely focuses on like the comedic aspects of the anime. Okay, so I want to say, I might be completely wrong, but I want to say that they had the manga Fullmetal Panic, right? And it had like really dark subjects like death, murder, like violence. But then there was also like the comedic aspects of it. But that was like just Fullmetal Panic. I think that they made the anime where it's just Fullmetal Panic, where they focus on the darker stuff. And then they made a spin-off series that only had all the gag and funny shit as like a separate season. Like they separated the manga into two different animes.
But did you like it?
I did like it, but at the same time, I was a middle schooler.
I mean, that's fine.
So I don't know how well it aged, but I remember laughing my fucking ass off at that.
It's crazy because we could see the list and there's another Gintama. Like that's how much people like this series. And I am...
Oh yeah, so the Gintama at number 8 is a specific season?
No, it's,
or is that just the anime?
All of them. Gintama, the final is the movie.
Oh, I see.
But before we get into that one, sandwiched in between is one of my favorite of all time.
Hunter.
Hunter. Yeah. Which I used to pronounce Hunter x Hunter, which I think is actually cooler.
I think Hunter x Hunter is cooler. I also called it Hunter x Hunter until someone
who is really elitist, not me, said it's actually called Hunter x Hunter, and I'm like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah. Why'd they put the X there then?
Yeah,
dude?
the X is there. So
I say Spy X Family.
this is probably, I say Spy X Family as well. Who says Spy Family?
I don't know. I also got corrected on it, so I was like, okay, whatever, dude.
Hunter x Hunter follows the story of Gon, and I think it is, just throwing it out there, one of the best shonens ever made. From a manga and anime perspective, it's really cool whenever, I think it says something cool if you introduce a new magic system or a power-up system, and you make it logical, well-defined, and have a lot of cool characters. I think this is the definition of like, the characters are fucking cool, the storyline's cool, it's dark. People fucking die in this. It's not a lighthearted thing. The arcs are really, really cool. And there's just a lot to love about the series.
No, it's really fucking good. It is the hype. It's one of the few anime series that I've actually like watched.
Yes.
And dude, how do you not? The opener is a fucking banger.
Oh, that's the opener.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I'm gonna be so embarrassed if that's not the opener for that, and I
That would
completely
be-
mix it up. But I'm pretty
that
sure
would
that's
be
the opener
so
for it.
funny.
But yeah.
all I gotta say is, this manga will never end.
Oh yeah, I mean, okay. So don't get me wrong. I thought is this the author that like is constantly on hiatus because he's addicted to Love Live?
Oh, people say that.
Is it true? Is it this? I know there's an author of like a famous series
I don't
that is almost
know.
always on hiatus because he's addicted to like an idol gotcha game or some shit.
All I know, I don't think so. I think so. 100. It's because of sickness.
Oh, is
I'm
it really
pretty sure.
illness? Now I feel like an asshole.
Because it is definitely sickness. Because it's for people who don't know, the author or the mangaka of Sailor Moon married the mangaka of Hunter x Hunter.
Dude, that's just like a...
And then what happened was Hunter x Hunter's manga got sick, if I remember, and she had to do some paneling, or she always helps out.
Oh, okay, I see.
And yeah, it ends up
So
being
I'm an asshole. Okay.
it ends up being very rough. So this is what happened to the author. He suffered from health issues. Yes.
Okay, so there's a different author for a different series.
There is actually a
that is
different
addicted
author.
to Love Live.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. God, I was thinking like the other author that I was thinking of that is like suffering from illness is the author for what's it called? D. Gray Man. That was another series that I really liked.
I liked and never ended.
Well, yeah. I think he or she had like hand issues. Like she just like could not grab a pen or some shit like that. So,
But I think this is just the GOAT. The manga, the anime, in terms of shonen category, it's not my personal favorite, but I think it just does a lot of things really.
It's like a
fucking
top
well.
three, for
Yeah,
sure.
It's like the villains are cool and stay around a long time, and for not bullshit reasons, you know. And then the main characters like power up in ways that are like, holy fuck, that was awesome.
I have a question for you.
Yeah?
What were your thoughts on Greed Island?
I originally didn't like the concept. It was the video game, right? I originally didn't like it, and I learned to like it more. But I would say the ant arc has never been very good for me.
Okay.
The
I
ant arc
love
has
Greed Island.
Yeah, no, I think Greed Island was like at the very beginning. I was like, but then you meet like Miriam in there, and it is like even like the stupid volleyball thing at the end
Yeah.
is sick.
I thought that was hype as fuck.
Yeah, and I'm like, volleyball. How can they make volleyball cool? And it's like because like it's like just this, and then their teams. But honestly, there's like one super guy, and you're like, oh fuck, this guy's sick.
Yeah.
But it's really cool.
Yeah.
And then the ant arc, I feel like is just really slow, and it has really high moments.
Yeah. I think Hunter x Hunter's arcs are so interesting because they're all so different from one another.
Yes.
Like what's happening within the arc.
It's they had a tower climbing arc.
Yeah.
A la's solo leveling. He climbed the tower, got to the top for like literally like one of those tournament arc kind of things, which in their own way.
Like the Hunter exam, that whole was just fucking amazing.
Yep, Hunter exam, the tower arc, Greed Island, and arc was kind of weird, but I think it.
What was the arc called where it's with Crollo and like the spiders?
Oh my god, that was a cool fucking
I don't
arc.
remember the name of that arc, but that arc was like a heist, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It was based around the Phantom Troop, I think,
The Phantom Troop, yeah.
where they all have spider.
I call them the spiders. Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
they all have spider tattoos.
Yeah.
I just remember there was a girl with a vacuum, There was,
like she looks like Lily, basically. She looks like Lily. and she has like a cannibalistic vacuum, and she's just like, she looks so innocent, and she's just eating all these fucking people with her vacuum.
The vacuum is able to like suck your blood and life force out from every hole. And then there's the ninja guy, the guy with like it's like the badass, and you're like, oh, how cool could he be? Turns out he can witness the power. He can harness with his armor. He like puts fire armor on, and it's like the power of the sun, and you're like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, I remember like Chrollo's ability. He has like a book that steals other hunters' abilities, right? I remember there was that one where he was interrogating this guy, and he was literally fucking eating him with fish. But the ability of the fish is that like they keep them alive until the ability goes away or some shit. Ooh. So this guy is literally like a floating eyeball in a mouth, but he's still alive. I was just like, wow, dude, Crow is so fucking cool.
And so you have all these main characters with like different desires, and even like what is the character with the silver hair? I cannot believe Killua. His entire house is like, I know, I'm forgetting him.
No, it's okay. I call the Phantom Truth the spider. So I think we're really showing that we don't remember the names of anything right now.
So his entire household is a household of assassins, world-renowned, like super powerful assassins, and like you start to realize that like his upbringing, he is not normal. Like he is just able to kill without consequence, and he's next to a person who's like very lighthearted, but also he's like lighthearted, but like if you're in his way, he will kill you too. So it's like really not. It starts off like kind of like a yay, this is gonna be really go for lucky, and you realize that like it's a much darker series with much more, I guess, unique characters and plot lines than you'd expect.
I still love the what is his family's names? Like Zoldyck. Yeah, like there's the brother who's like a massive fucking weeb, but also he like has a torture dungeon. Like fucking love that shit. Yeah, so like you really have these really super unique multi-dimensional characters that for the most part, like most of them like have like a pretty fucked up side to them.
Yeah,
a lot of them.
It's like his sister can destroy the world.
Oh yeah,
and but she loves him, so it's all good.
It's a brother or sister?
Sister.
Is it sister?
It's a sister.
I thought it was.
No, she is crazy. She is like literally like has the power to make wishes come true.
Yeah, I think that's a boy though. The one that has like the super creepy looking face.
I'm getting a turn.
Someone fact check.
I'm getting a turn from a super weeb over there. It's a girl. It is.
Someone fact check. I need to know. Man. I remember reading it thinking it was a. Okay, it's a girl. Never mind. My bad. I don't know what I was thinking then.
Anyways, nothing but good stuff to say. I will say it's not my number one favorite shonen, but that's fine.
Wasn't there two versions of the Hunter x Hunter anime?
There was an older one.
There's an older and a newer one, right?
Similar to
I actually don't know which one I watched.
I think I don't think there's two.
Really?
I don't think it's
pretty
like
sure
I don't think there's an
Hunter
FMA.
Hunter.
I don't think there's an FMA plus like Fullmetal before. Like there's not a Fullmetal Alchemist and a Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. There was just Fullmetal Alchemist, which I hope is for fuck's sake is on this list.
I mean, it for sure is. I'm pretty sure at least Brotherhood is on here.
Okay, Gintama. I don't have anything to say. It's the movie. I didn't even watch the show.
I haven't seen the movie.
It's number 6.
I think Gintama fans eating good.
Yes,
it's not
for sure. It is here. That is crazy. Okay, a sandwich between yet another Gintama is Shingeki no Kyojin, otherwise known as Attack on Titan.
Which one is this? The most recent one?
This is
the naming convention of of Attack on Titan is like similar to like Kingdom Hearts, man. This shit's too much.
I hate Attack on Titan's naming convention because it is when it got to the finale part 2. I got season 2 finale part 2. I was like, I'm over it.
How many times do they include the word finale in their releases?
All I know is it's just bullshit, man. But so I've only ever read it and I watched the first 2 seasons, which I think this reminds me a lot about like Game of Thrones, where like you watch it, it's awesome. There's a lot of political intrigue. There's a lot of like, what the fuck is going on? This is one of those shows that I got baited by, but this is actually a mecha show in disguise. And I was like, this is so cool. I don't care.
Hasanabe was right.
Yeah. But I don't like what happened after the time skip. So when I was reading, I read up until the time skip, the big reveal, and you're like, oh shit, that's fucking crazy. And I tried to read after the time skip twice. I never could do it. I started watching the anime again.
I read the whole fucking thing, man.
After the time skip, I still wasn't into it. So I stopped at time skip, and I was like, maybe I'll go back to it. You read the whole thing?
Read the whole thing.
What do you think?
Well, this finished recently, last year.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to divulge too much. I'm just of the opinion that Attack on Titan was at its best when you knew less of the world at large. Like when there was when it was more of like a mystery about why these Titans exist,
right?
Like what's going on, and like it was slowly unraveling. That part was cool. When you actually found out what was going on, it was like, oh, okay, sure. I don't know. I didn't. Whatever. Like a lot of Attack on Titan fans will like be like, you just don't fucking get it, Peter. He's like, you know what? You're probably right. I probably just don't get it. But what I'll say is like, I liked it more when I didn't know more.
I think a lot of the politics detracted from the show. I think the coolest parts of the show are like, you see the Titans in the wall. You see where the fuck are the Titans. You get betrayed. The humans are actually the Titans. Holy fuck.
Yeah, like that was sick. But
what is going on?
Yeah, when you just, I don't know, man. When you find out about all that shit, it's like.
I still think the show, okay, you could tell when the show has like global influence, because one of the easiest ways for me to tell is the largest anime expo every year, AX, is at California. I go almost every year, at least one day. The cosplays that you see there kind of determine how popular something is.
Right. So Genshin Impact is the most popular anime.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, like, you know, in the anime sphere, Genshin Impact took over that year, right? But then when Attack on Titan was big, everyone was wearing cosplay.
Yeah.
No joke. And you can tell, like, even when the song comes on, Sasage, you see people going like this, you know, you gotta know. Even if you're not you gotta know this is it, you know, Sasage.
I think people will like Attack on Titan for a long time.
I think it'll go down as a good, if not great. I think it'll go down as a great. Yeah. Personal preference, I really enjoyed everything before the time skip. To maybe the end of the beginning of the time skip was a little bit fucked up. But after the time skip, I've not had the desire to finish it.
I get why people like it.
Yeah, okay, you could be a hater. It's all right.
I guess I just wish I wasn't such a, like, I don't know. It's okay.
It's okay. Hate, okay?
It's okay.
Because I don't hate stuff as much as you.
I don't hate it. I'm just like, I will just say that if I was someone who followed Attack on Titan since the beginning, because I wasn't. I literally read the entire series from start. Like, I read like a little bit here and there, but it never really interested me too much. But when I heard that the final chapter came out, I read it all in one sitting. And when I did that, I was like, oh man, I would be like, a little disappointed, pretty disappointed if I was like a lifelong fan of Attack on Titan and this is like how it ended, I guess. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of people who were big fans.
All anime endings are just terrible. And most TV show endings are just bad.
Yeah,
fact that because like a lot of them, they have to be built up on the way and they don't really know how it's going to end. You'll hear of things like the fact of the matter that people ask, like what openings or what endings to shows or anime were good should tell you how rare they are. You know, you always hear people say Breaking Bad, or like something. I did not watch Breaking Bad, but like things like that. Like I've heard like maybe The Wire was incredible.
I heard The Wire was good. Like The Good Place.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Parks and Rec, stuff like
where
that.
Like, and then you'll see people talk about Game of Thrones, and that's like more the norm than the exception.
Yeah,
which is sad.
Yeah,
honestly, very sad.
Yeah.
But you know what's not sad? Gintama fans.
Dude, Gintama fans on fucking top. Like, seeing this list, I'm like, dude, maybe I should try rewatching Gintama.
There's no way that there's a second Gintama. These guys.
No, that's what I was saying. Like, it's different Gintamas, you know?
It is. One is a apostrophe and one is a circle, and they're both 51 episodes, and they're both top 10. That is insane.
Yeah, Gintama fans eating fucking good. I will say that a lot of Gintama humor is like kind of self-referential, or like it references like other things that like I think as an American viewer I don't fully understand sometimes. So I think a lot of like that is lost on me. Steins Gate.
Let's skip
number
the Steins
3.
Gate. Okay.
Woo!
Click it. I'm fully upfront. I have tried to watch Steins Gate two or three separate occasions.
Me fucking too.
I watch episode 1 and it is so fucking slow and boring. I'm asleep by the end of it. Or like I just don't want to watch episode 2. And I'm like, you know what? Sometimes you have to get in the mood for watching stuff. And I'm like, I was in the mood there. Not a big deal. Come back later. Still fucking just years later, I cannot do it. This could potentially be the greatest piece of modern anime fiction ever created. And I will never know. Because I will never get to episode 2 or 3 or 4 or 5.
I watched 9 episodes of Steins Gate.
9?
I got to the part where people say, oh, this is where it gets good.
How many episodes are in Steins Gate?
24.
Okay, 9 is a good shot.
Legit. This is one of Anita's favorite anime.
Yes, and
it's
a lot of people love
the GOAT. This is the series where when I say I don't like it, elicits the most like negative, angry reactions.
Thank God.
And for me, it's just like, bro, there isn't a single likable character in my point of view. Like the vast majority of the characters are just like, I hate them. Like I genuinely think that they're just like,
are they like hate, but like you want to watch to see what happens? Like Joffrey in Game of Thrones was like, I fucking hate this kid.
There is like an otaku nerd hacker guy.
Yeah.
That is, he will just throw out like pervy lines whenever he can.
Okay.
There is like a girl with the blue hair.
Okay.
The hat. She kind of, it's just like, I don't know. I don't want to get into it too much, but it's like, she just kind of like lacks personality in my opinion.
So
she's just like a very like cliche, like, doo-doo-doo. You know that sound of like, doo-doo-doo? Yeah. That's her. So she's like iconic, but I just can't bring myself to like her.
So you're saying after 9 episodes, this is terrible.
It's okay. It's just, I just don't like it. I don't know. And I'm determined though. Like me talking about this, I'm fucking determined again to rewatch it.
How did you start dating Anita if she loves anime and you hate all anime?
I don't hate all anime. I just hate a lot of the popular ones. I don't want to hate these things. It's just like, I find these characters to be so fucking annoying half the time. My favorite character, I think, is the shopkeeper, the bald shopkeeper guy. Like, genuinely.
Okay.
Because I find the main character to also be, he's like a Chunibo. He like has like this main character complex. He like talks weird. He laughs like, like that. And it's like, it's fucking, it drives me fucking crazy. Like, most of these characters, I cannot stand. Like, oh no, I'll give it another chance. I'll give it another shot. Because
I might as well start it again. Hopefully we will watch it. Okay.
This is like the opinion that I feel like I have to be wrong because I am
no. I'm pretty certain that not all anime is suited for everyone. And for me, I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't need to see the endings or see stuff if I don't try to get through stuff if I don't like it at the beginning.
Okay, I guess I feel bad about saying I dislike a series without like watching it completely.
You watched 9 episodes. That is more fair of a shot than me. I gave it 1 twice, and I feel like that you gave it 9 once, and that's a significant amount. That's 9 times more than me.
I'm scared that me not liking the series will somehow affect like the bedrock of my future marriage with Anita one day. You know what I mean?
It probably will. She's gonna be like, "Hey, let's dress up as our favorite Steins Gate character for our wedding," and you're gonna be like, shit,
fuck."
But that's okay because all the hate you have is reversed because I know you love the next one coming up.
Oh fuck yeah, baby! Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
When I think of the GOAT, I think of this.
I think of this.
This is like, it's always something where you're like, "Hey, you're not into anime." Let's say you're not into
Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood's so fucking good. I just rewatched like a few episodes, actually a few days ago. It's such a good show. It's so solid. I love it. Roy Mustang's like so hot.
Just from start to finish, I just find Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood to be such an enjoyable show. It's so fucking good. I mean, to be fair, I also
That's the theme. Remember?
I know.
It's a good song.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please listen to Lily Peach's music on Comfy Beats. No, I just find the story to be incredible from start to finish. Likable characters, great art style. Like,
It's weird because it was also made in a time where I feel like attention spans have gotten lower over the years. I don't feel like that. It's true. But it's still paced well in the sense that you can watch it and you don't feel like it's too slow.
Yeah.
Certainly it drags a little bit, but like really like they did a great job.
they did a great job. I bought the Kindle edition of the manga, like every single volume, which came out to like $250, just so that I could read Fullmetal Alchemist whenever I want on my phone.
Oh my god. Okay.
Like, I fucking love this series.
Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is, yes, if you do not watch anime and you are somehow found this podcast and you want to know what anime should I watch, this is the one for you. This is something where it's like, it's a super novel fantasy. The magic system is completely unique, but makes sense and is really fucking cool.
It's just good fucking fiction, baby.
Yes, it's great fucking fiction. The characters are awesome, and it never gets to the point where like people are cutting through time or space. They're able to keep it grounded with swords, maybe some magic, and it still have like
it does get to a little bit of like space magic, sort of a little bit.
Some of the ending is a little bit weird.
No, I mean, but still, like, I think it scales into it well. Like, it doesn't start like it doesn't like have a midway point where everyone's got.
I will also say Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood has one of the best sword fight scenes. This is really weird. One of the best sword fight scenes of any anime, period. Where usually I'll think of stuff like samurai, like sword fighting anime with swordsmen. In this one, it's like the fight between Greed and that one guy, and then they fight over a coffee table and in the living room, and it's just beautifully animated. Roy Mustang, which is just like sick, where he makes snapping your fingers cool. Before Thanos, there was Roy Mustang.
Yo, Scar is a fucking badass character.
Honestly, super fucking cool. Even the main characters, where it's like, really the show is about the fact that every time you give magic, you have to give an equivalent exchange.
Yeah.
And his brother is literally put into an armor at a very, very young age, and one of the brothers had to give up his arm for it.
Yeah. What was it? He gave up his arm
and a leg.
He gave up his arm to try and bring back his mom, I think.
Oh.
And then he gave up his leg to be able to bind his brother's soul to the armor.
We go.
I believe that's how it works.
So the main character doesn't have an armor leg, but he was able to resurrect his brother into a suit of armor that they just traveled together. And then their story is about how to...
It's just really fucking good.
Yeah,
man.
it's super fucking good.
Even Sid, who's like super picky with anime, I think she overall enjoyed this series. We would talk about the spoilers for this, right?
Yeah.
Her main issue at the end of the series was that the main character, he didn't like make out with Winry. Yeah, that's like Sid wanted a more expressive version of love, because at the end I thought it was hella romantic. Like, he goes to her like in that, like, he proposes in like a nerdy alchemy way where it's like, I give you half of my life, you give me half of yours, whatever. And then
wait, I thought that was cute.
I thought that was cute as fuck. But then she was like, no, I wanted them to fuck. And I was like, sorry, I just banged the table. Can I redo it? Can we cut back?
No, I like that.
Okay,
that
sorry,
was
I slammed it. I was so passionate about it. It's like,
so
she was so passionate about me. She wanted them to fuck. Sorry, I banged the table and it was terrible for audio.
Fullmetal Alchemist,
so good.
Best of all time. It is, quite frankly, my number one of all time. And I will think we'll never move from that position.
Yeah, I think my favorite it's shonen, right? Yeah, it's shonen. I don't know. It's just
absolutely.
I feel like I don't mean to be elitist, but sometimes when I give something the shonen label, I'm like, it's kind of like, you know what I mean?
It's a term that is a little bit like just widespread.
It's like an umbrella term. Yeah.
It's like when you have the tag adventure.
Yeah.
And some of the times you're like, was that really adventurous enough to be an adventure? And it's like, well, okay, if you're going to be this anal about tags, like, go fuck yourself. Yeah. Like, it really does not matter that much.
Yeah. I think this is my favorite shonen series of all time. But I still think, I've said this before, I think I like Silver Spoon more than Fullmetal Alchemist. Which is like a very, very, like, no one will ever...
That is the hottest take you're ever going to say.
I didn't say that Fullmetal Alchemist is worse than Silver Spoon. I just said I personally enjoy Silver Spoon more.
That is fucking wild.
That's all, dude.
And our very top, something that skyrocketed here, and the first time Fullmetal Alchemist has ever been beaten.
Frieren.
Frieren.
Yeah.
Beyond Journey's End.
Wasn't Oshinoko at number 1 at one point?
One of the episodes was.
Okay, and it fell off that hard.
Maybe not that hard, but it's like I think it was like they rate episodes by specific ones. I think one of the Oshinoko episodes got really high.
Oh, I see. So this is like just like an overall series ranking.
Yes,
as
the
opposed to,
overall
episode
series
ranking.
like conglomerate ranking is this.
Frieren, wow.
It is. I have not personally watched more than one episode. I've read this, and this is on my reading list since it came out. It has been it's the equivalent of Beastars to me, and which never fell off. So it is like essentially one of the best running manga, and I think it's really a manga that made me appreciate slice of life. I think a lot of times I always say this: slice of life. People think about like school life, like oh, it's like main character goes through romance, heartbreak, refines himself at the end. Fuck no, this is slice of life. This is like literally like you live through life cycles of the main character. The story is Frieren is the mage in the hero's party who defeats the Demon King, and this is 100 years, like years after that achievement. Where
I
like
think it's like 50 years, right?
oh okay, it's probably 50.
I want to say it's 50 years because the main hero guy is alive still. He's just an old man.
Yeah, so it's like the main character is like seeing like a lot of her life like essentially disappear and the start of the next one. And it is incredible. It's so weird because it's like a lot of times where it's just you follow her and like she does some silly stuff for a spell book of how to clean better. And there's some arcs where it's like full blown action arcs. She's fighting demon lords, and she's taking like essentially a shonen exam. And I really like that there's that juxtaposition, but still feels like a great thing to read.
I haven't actually gotten that far. I feel like Frieren is a manga that I've reread the first 5 chapters like 10 times.
Oh.
So I really need to like buckle down and read it someday.
I definitely feel like it is something that like it's not something that's normal. Like I cannot think of something that is similar to it.
Yeah, I need to give it another shot. Like I know that it's good, but sometimes I kind of just like lose interest because like slice of life pacing is a little slow to me.
It reminds me of like another story that I used to read a lot of The Wandering End, which is like a web serial, like the most popular English web serial of all time. And what's crazy about that is you go through all cycles of life in that one, like what a normal day is, and they're just like making bread or like all this stuff, and then you'll go through cycles where it's just like their village is under attack, like gigantic evil strikes, and so you get to see, I guess, all cycles of
from the mundane
emotion
to like the epic.
Yes, and I think you see that in Frieren.
Okay, yeah, I would say that this is the series that I am most interested in watching. Because I think like the animation would probably elevate like the series a lot.
I think I've seen the animation a lot on my TikTok. It is good.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes. I just never got back around to it. I don't have a particular reason why. I could already tell that this is a fucking good series.
I will say when they're doing arcs that are not action focused and it's slow, it does feel, and you're reading week to week, it does feel a little dragged on because it's like, damn, you're waiting. Your payoff is like you see a small section of the slice of her life, but it's not even action paced. You're just like waiting and waiting and waiting. So like I feel like if some of the arcs may feel like that way, but there are some really great arcs, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it necessarily has like pacing issues. It's probably just like my inability to have enough patience. So I think I just need to give it another shot because I mean, this last week I read like fucking 75 chapters of Mashal. So
yeah,
I could spare some of that time for Frieren instead.
Okay. Last second, random thing. Since there's too many Gintamas, I'm so sorry. It didn't feel like we got to a full list. Is there one thing of your personal preference you would elevate into a top 10?
Oh fuck.
I'm gonna also
specifically anime.
Specifically anime. I'll start first. Ping Pong the animation. I would bring it from wherever the fuck it is straight into top 10. For me, it is my favorite anime that I've watched in the last decade. It is incredible. It follows. I don't even know if it's on this list, honestly. Please stop scrolling. It's really embarrassing if it's not in the top 50. It is a sports manga about essentially two ping pong players.
Wait, I'm surprised that it's not on the top. I always hear good things about
Yeah,
ping pong.
it's got one, and it's such an interesting I guess sports manga. I really feel like it captures the heart and soul of like what it means to, I don't know, struggle really hard at doing something. The characters are super cool. The style is so different than normal animation, but it's able to, like, it's stylized in a way where it doesn't turn you off. It's not like dated. It's more like a way where like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Oh, that's kind of sick how they do it like that. This
is a series and not a movie?
It is a series, which I think is like only 12 episodes. Like it's only just like one core. And it's just like, it's super fucking sick. Follows like two ping pong players and their journey to essentially the top.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that is one that you've told me over the years.
It is my go.
So, like,
yes.
I should probably get around to watching it. I mean, I haven't really seen too many series. This is probably some recency bias that's like hitting me, but like I was gonna say, like I'm a little surprised Vinland Saga isn't more highly regarded. I think Vinland Saga, like season 1 and season 2, are both really good, like really fucking good. I do think
shit. Like, season 1 is great.
I mean, I like Farmland Saga, and I understand why people don't. I like it though. I remember reading it and watching it. I was like, this is good, but it is more of like it's like meditation, or just like it's like a character analysis, kind of character study. So
there's an arc in Vinland Saga which is about essentially like a Vikings following a kid, who's just the best. Yeah, he just kills people. Yeah, and then at some point it turns into an agricultural.
Yeah, he has like an identity crisis essentially,
and at that point is when I stopped reading.
I mean, I liked it. I also totally understand why people didn't like it. But maybe I was thinking like, oh shit, this is like Silver Spoon all over again. That's crazy.
I will admit, this is something that even like Lily and Michael have watched, and they're like, I fucking love this shit. Like, I think they both watched seasons 1 and 2, so they had really high opinions of it. And I did think the concept and the first arc was incredible, like really fucking cool. So it definitely like kind of puts itself into a more realistic. Like,
it's definitely a genre shift. Like, it's not just like action adventure.
Yes, which is what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, no, I understand. Like, because when I read the manga, I remember a lot of people who were reading it and it shifted to that. They were like, "Fuck is this? Like, what's going on? Like, why is Thorfinn just farming and shit? Like, what the fuck?" So I mean, I personally liked it a lot. I'm also surprised to see Cowboy Bebop at 46.
That is insane.
That seems a little crazy to me. But yeah, that's pretty much what I would probably shift to top 10. Okay. But like I feel like I still haven't seen enough to really make a judgment. But like that's like my gut instinct telling me.
Okay. Well, we've already talked quite a bit. Do you want to go into the top 10 list right now? Or would you like to like maybe talk a little bit about like maybe what you're reading or what you want to read?
I think we go into the next episode for the top 10 manga, but in terms of what I want to read, I think I'm going to go back to Frieren for sure. Or like watch/read would be Frieren for me.
You know what I have been reading recently?
What?
I think I sent you this. Hana Kaoru.
Oh, yes. That series is great. That series is so good. That's like, if you want like a very mature...
It is really funny watching Jason try to spell what we are saying. And honestly, I do not blame him because it is like really hard.
Yes.
No. Anyways, it is a romance manga, and I'm reading it, and I'm just like, okay, cool, feel good romance manga. But like, okay, to make stuff interesting, in every story there has to be conflict, right? If your character doesn't go through conflict, they'll never grow, and they're just not interesting characters. So I'm reading, and it's about this main guy who goes to his school. Their schools right next to each other, and this one girl falls in love with him from the school across. And these schools hate each other. Okay? That conflict never materializes into anything in the entire story. I'm 120 chapters in. There's almost no conflict in this story. It's a story that you read like for a feel good moment. You read about like high school romance, and essentially like they overcome their problems by talking.
Yeah, the series is all about character development.
And I'm just like, this is the least realistic thing ever. The people that I know don't overcome their problems in real life by talking. They overcome their they keep stuff in. They fucking learn to hate each other, you know? Like, but they're like, you know, I think that I have an issue. Like, this is my problem. And then their biggest problem with it is that they're trying to figure out what time to tell their friends. And then their friends are so supportive, so loving. As soon as they tell them, the problem is immediately resolved, and that's the end. And this happens 4, 5, 6 times. And I'm just like, holy shit. Like, it's a really good, like, wow, that's really soft-hearted and great. But I'm like, damn. Like, I was kind of hoping, like there would be more problems. Like, because of anything, you know, literally, okay, the main girl has a best friend who doesn't like the main character. And then what they do is they talk it out in a cafe, and then they talk it out individually, and their problems are fixed.
Yeah, I've never seen a series with such healthy and open communication within the friend group.
Like, it's so unrealistic.
I'm like looking at this, I'm like,
my friend group.
Why can't all friend groups be like this,
fucking
dude?
Crazy. The guy's main friend group is 3 other guys. Ride or die. Literally beats up people for the main character. And then their biggest conflict is like he won't tell them what the problem is. And then after 3 days, like a week, he finally sits down with them in another cafe and talks about them. And he's like, okay, they're my best friends. I'm going to tell them what's going on. And then they hear that. They're like, fuck yeah, he's actually the GOAT. And we love him. And then that's the conflict. And I'm like reading, what the fuck? But like, I read 120 chapters.
It's a really fluffy series.
Yeah,
really feel good. Like, if you want drama, it doesn't really have that.
Exist.
So, I mean, there is like conflict, but a lot of it's like inner turmoil and people coming to terms with like their feelings, and like that's pretty much it. I mean, of what I read, that's what it's been like. And like, I was just like, wow, this is like a very uplifting manga, you know?
It is something where I'm like, it's very cute. It's definitely more on Peter's part. Like,
it's good. It's good. I like it.
Stuff. I'm definitely more of the point where like I can't read high school romance anymore, because like I'm of the age where like that's like, it feels you read less and less of it as you grow older.
I still read a fuck ton of high school romance.
And I'm definitely more of the guy who like likes more Wadakoi style. Like, it's where I feel like that is more my jam. But after like the Wadakoi, this is interesting.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite romance series of all time that I've read is it's Emma. So it's about a British, like upper class British guy who falls in love with a maid. It's very what writer's name? Like Pride and Prejudice coded, you know what I mean? It has that vibe, but it's like one of my favorite romance series. I fucking love it.
Honestly, I'm happy for you.
Yeah, the author does another series called it's like Otoyo Megatari. It's like a bride story, something like that. You don't have to look that up. Don't worry. It's a fucking crazy. It's called like a bride's tale or a bride story, which is like follows like multiple people throughout the Ottoman Empire, and it's so beautifully drawn. It's highly recommend if you.
I did not know you were this into romance. I'm not even.
Romance is my shit. The first series that ever got me hooked to manga in general was Love Hina. So,
wow,
yeah, dude. I was like, in middle school, I was like, dude, this guy has multiple girls like him. That's crazy. So yeah, that was my shit.
That's where your incel vibes came from.
It's true. It's true. I haven't told Anita I'm an incel yet, but I might
she
have
knows.
to. I might have to one of these days. And I had to tell her that I don't like fucking. Steins Gate. I was gonna say Code Geass.
This is how bad we are with names.
We are terrible. We are awful. Like, I actually forgot Edward Elric's name because in my brain I was like, "There's no way the main character's name is so plain as Edward." No, it's Edward. It's fucking Edward.
I forgot his brother's name, so which is why I said his brother and not.
No, so we had the same issue. So I said the main character instead of Edward, and I was like, I'm blanking on his name right now. I know Alphonse, but I don't know Edward.
It's bad. Yeah, it's bad, man. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching episode 2. We'll get to the top manga some other episode. Maybe next one, maybe not. Next episode, we're going to have a special guest who I've wanted to bring on the podcast since we started it. So hope you guys enjoy. Please tune in.